to Sweet Talk Around the Sugar Pot. This episode is to say congratulations to our new graduates. We know how difficult it is to do what you've done, and we're all proud. We're all proud because we all know somebody who just graduated. However, for those of you who just graduated from the beauty industry, I think the beauty industry is what this episode is going to be all about for you. So you need to listen up. We have some good advice, some good chat going on here, and you need to listen up because it's going to help you in your career, right?
Yeah.
Miss Napa, the Napa Queen.
Well, yeah, just because you graduated doesn't mean education stops here. That's where it's just the beginning. You want your advanced certifications, your master level certifications. These are all things that we can offer. And even for some of our schools, they start at the Napa school level. They begin, but they come back as alumni to keep learning and keep growing.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to get you the customers. That's the first thing everybody asks. How am I going to get customers? How am I going to grow? Well, the consumer is going to feel more confident when you have a certificate in your hand.
Absolutely.
And you'll see in the interview, that's why people will come to certain schools because they feel more confident having a student that's working towards a certification or certified working on them, which is going to factor in when they graduate and get real jobs in the real world.
Which is why you should always, if you're professional, display your certificates. Oh, yeah. Victoria, I saw your hand go up.
Question though, just for everyone that doesn't know, what does NAPA stand for?
North America Partnership Program for Academies.
Ours covers US and Canada.
We have Europa, Kappa for Korea, Europa, of course, for Europe. Yeah. However, everything you're saying is very true because it doesn't stop just because you got your certificate. You need to continue your education to keep evolving, to keep perfecting. And as a consumer, we're all consumers, no matter what we do in our lives. We're all consumers at the end of the day. I want to go to somebody who cares. I want to go to somebody who cares about my situation, right?
Well, they have the skill set. Yeah, they're mastering their skill set.
And what better way to find out than somebody who keeps advancing because they care? We were just talking about that
yesterday. Remember the way we say the jack of all trades, the master of none.
Right.
Pick one or two things and master them, and you will be successful and you'll make money. Yeah. You can't do 50 things. Nobody can do 50 things perfect.
Master. Because if you're a jack of all trades, you can be okay, but you never really give the time needed to master something. So we're all about reaching masterships, right? We have a master program, right? Yeah. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's when they'll come back, as I said, the alumni. And the big thing our students worry about in our program is, I'm going to graduate, I'm not going to finish all. They come back, and that's what helps our schools get to that and keep them employed. Gainful employment is a huge issue. There's a lot of legal things going on with schools right now, but that's our way of giving back, is giving the extra education to help the students stay employed, which helps the schools stay alive.
That was all really good information, and we're going to solidify all that information by introducing our guest. This episode's guest is Sarah. Sarah is from Paul Mitchell Beauty School in Logan, Utah. Sarah, It is such a pleasure. I remember you from several years ago. So for me, and to have you on our show, I'm super excited because, I know about the changes that happened, but here you are, even stronger than before. I'm so excited for you to share all this wonderful information with our NAPA director, Lizanne, whom I know you work with hand in hand anyway. And thank you for joining us, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Super pleasure.
Okay, Sarah, how important was it for you, because you were the key source when the school switched over to Paul Mitchell, to bring the sugaring in for you, because you were the key advocate for bringing and keeping the sugar in the school?
Right. Sugar is something that isn't heard about a lot locally, and especially through Paul Mitchell Beauty Network, because it is the majority of the education is hair. And so we had such a testimony, if you will, of sugaring from before the school was changed. And so it was almost a I would like to say non-negotiable, but they're so good to work with that that's not how it is. They brought it right in. They loved it.
How long have you been sugaring? I was trying to think.
I started sugaring in 2011. I was an avid waxer before that and was scared to death to sugar. And then I started and just jumped in and have loved it ever since then.
I want to ask you, because I get a lot of that response, why were you, Sarah, particularly afraid to start sugaring?
It took technique. It couldn't just be everybody who wanted to couldn't pick up a ball of sugar and just go to town. They had to learn.
Yeah, proper teaching, proper technique, proper comprehension, all of it, which is why we are so strong, such strong advocates of working in a partnership with the schools. Exactly why.
That leads right into the next question, because how important is it for you to have the continued support, our regular visits? How does that make a difference to somebody who hasn't experienced that?
It keeps us compliant, and it keeps the learning leaders competent, I guess you could say. But also, I could tell a future professional that the hair grows out of their skin a million times, but once a guest artist does that, it puts a different spin on things, and they really take to that guest artist and pay a little bit more attention. So it almost makes it more valid, I guess you could say. So it's great to have continuing education.
What does the certification mean for your students? Why is it important for the students to finish and get their certification?
When they graduate from school, it doesn't end with school. They can go and get their continuing education. They can go and get more certifications, learn more. They're backed, I feel like, by a great company. And for employers and for guests, when they hear certification, it lights them up. They're like, oh, you know what you're doing. I'm going to book with you. So it's kind of certification all around is a great thing. And I love that we offer that.
So a consumer walks in and they want to get sugaring in the school. What can they expect for like supervision to feel comfortable walking into a school to get a sugaring service from a student?
First of all, our learning leaders they've all gone through the training. They all know how to do it, and they are supervised then by myself, who is supervised oftentimes by Lisanne when she comes and sees, and I have a great relationship that way with her. But before our future professionals go onto the clinic floor and do those services, they have gone through a lot of training. And then to even expand on that, before they're allowed to practice master services, I guess you could say, or more advanced services on the clinic floor, they have to have gone through even more training and passed that training and made sure that they understand the 6 steps and they can recite them and they can pass the test and everything like that. So it's great to have that.
That makes me so happy. I hope to see you sometime in the very near future, Sarah. I'm so happy you joined us. You have no idea. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much for having me, you guys. Bye.
Bye. Such a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
You know what? I love her. I am so happy. I know you said to me, you worked with her, you loved her. She's as lovely, if not more, than she was even years ago.
The most dedicated to this program.
Yeah. Well, if it hadn't been for her, who knows what would have happened if, when they switched over to Paul Mitchell, right? Like she said, they made that, one of the sticklers in order to switch over. So for us, that's a huge kudos, because we're in Paul Mitchell. Like Paul Mitchell is here and we're here, so we're good together, right?
Well, it's all about the classes. We're all about our advanced classes, our CEU classes.
Well, not just through them, though.
Yeah.
We have our own classes that we do through our company for continuing education units. Yeah. So, anybody who's graduated and wants to get further education, we also provide that. Not just the beauty schools that we partner with. We're part of that entire system.
We're educators.
Huge feather in our cap. Huge feather in our cap that we can offer. We are the only sugar company worldwide who offers continuing education units. So find out how that can benefit you. So again, congratulations to all the graduates.
But speaking of graduates, they must have been really relieved to be done, which means they probably had a lot of stress throughout. If you guys are looking to de-stress, we have a perfect product called Salt Springs, or our salt smoothie you can use in the shower. For Salt Springs, we just did a salt glow demo, which could be like over here or here or here or anywhere, wherever they're gonna plug it. Watch that. There's so many different ways to use it, and it's perfect for detoxing and relaxing and de-stressing. Just take a bath, you'll feel amazing.
Take a bath. That's what I would recommend.
Take a bath.
Because
take a bath is the best. Everyone loves baths. Come on.
It is for de-stressing. The other one is like, working, but this is perfect. Good suggestion. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Next episode is going to be all about...
The question is, how do I get rid of ingrowns and get my bikini line looking good? That's a great question. A lot of people have issues, but they shouldn't.
I agree. And we have somebody who will attest to that fact. Our guest on the next episode is Mari Digby,
Our AP ambassador.
our AP ambassador, our friend, our colleague, and a super, super singer-songwriter. You will all fall in love with her if you haven't met her already.
And join the conversation, #Sweet Talk, and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes with us. That's it. We'll see you next time.
Super, ciao!
What's your most memorable moments teaching people?
I have a lot of good moments, but what comes to mind the most when it comes to me personally teaching is how many people cry in my class.
How do you break the tension when it happens?
Mother.
I scared the crap out of them.
I just feel tense. What's wrong with you? I'm taking a stop back.
That's you.